In my mind, there's one choice for roofing around here, and I'd go with your best choice. Whether it's time to replace your roof or repair it, Best Choice Roofing provides top-notch roofing services tailored to meet the unique needs of Detroit homes and businesses. They serve the region and inside the city of Detroit, too. You can find out more at bestchoiceroofing.com/Detroit. That's bestchoiceroofing.com/Detroit, or call 313-474-7031. That's 313-474-7031. Hello, friends, and welcome to your Daily Detroit, a special edition for Friday, July 11th, 2025. I am Jer Stay, sharing what to know and where to go. And joining me on the other side of the table is somebody who also knows what 29 or 2 for 50 references. The Prince of Brightmoor himself, Norris Howard. How are you?
Mr. Allen's, baby. Let's get it.
Best commercial set ever.
Absolutely. Listen, man.
You knew what it was for.
Listen, there was an old Mr. Allen's commercial where they was posted up outside of I think it was either Cooley or Persian High School, man, and all kind of lines came from that. Let me teach you the ABCs of LOVE, and the girl responded NO. But yeah, it was great, man. 29, 250. Let's get it.
We have been busy, and you know what? This is going to be a little bit of a travelogue of what we were up to yesterday. I think things are people going to be really interested in.
We was all over the city, man.
We did a lot. And where we were to start off with, we were at the Global Citizen Now conference. We're going to break that down for you in a second, but I didn't realize that it was such a big deal to so many people that we were in there. We were sharing stuff on our Discord. We were sharing stuff on social media. People are like, pictures. In my head, I thought this was already revealed, but tell me, Norris.
Yeah, so, first of all, I think everybody is interested, obviously, in the Hudson's building and everything that's going on there. It's the newest, shiniest, brightest building in the city, and it has been under wraps for the most part, but I believe there was a conference there, or it was the State of the City there not too long ago, so it's not like people haven't seen inside of it at all.
But little snippets.
But little snippets. I think people hadn't seen, like, real people in it, and what I mean by that is people who aren't sworn to secrecy and all the rest of the stuff. This was one of the first big conferences that they've had at the Hudson's building, and this was in the smaller building, not the taller one.
Taller one's still not ready yet. And to be clear, all we saw were the event spaces. There's like a grand atrium and everything we weren't privy to yet.
Yeah, we didn't get to go into the atrium. We literally just went into the convention spaces, which are mostly on the second and third floor. And listen, it's a convention space, Well,
let's talk about it, because there are a lot of things I liked about it and one thing I didn't.
Well, there was one big thing I didn't like about it, and I'm going to save that to the end. But listen, does it get the job done as a convention space? Absolutely. Will it supplant Huntington? Absolutely not. It's for a different purpose. It's for a different purpose, but the sheer scale of Huntington and what you're able to do there is just on a different level. People are still going to go there.
So let's walk people through. The entrance is actually just off of Library Street. Library and Gratiot, you kind of got to go through a barrier to get there. There's a private entrance for the convention space so that you don't intermingle with the future GM tenants or Bedrock or whatever.
Yep.
Very nice.
Or shoppers.
Yeah, shoppers. The theme is black and gold.
Yep.
Very Chicago, New York vibes,
and some wood accents in there as well. Wood, what it remind me of? Not to be funny, but it does remind me of the World Trade Center inside.
Really?
Yeah, it reminds me of, how the World Trade Center had like that exoskeleton, basically the old World Trade Center. It reminds me a little bit of that.
You know what it reminds me of? The old woody black Cadillacs.
Yeah,
from the
wood
60s.
Grain. Yeah, the wood grain. Yeah,
with the black paint. I know there's like silver, but some people have trimmed them up different ways.
Yeah,
but metallic accent, black main thing.
Wood.
It reminds me of the Woody Cadillacs from the 40s.
El Dorado.
Yeah, 40s and 50s.
Yep. Yeah, so you go through there, and then you get into the main convention space where there's just one, there's one big hall on that floor, and then there's some breakout rooms upstairs. But it was pretty good. The staff was incredible. Everybody there was super nice, super helpful. The balconies overlooking the promenade and Woodward and what is that? Grand River? Not Grand River. Is it Grand River?
Grand River.
Grand River. Those are great. Those are great.
Oh my gosh, it was.
Those are great.
Oh,
because
there were people taking Zoom calls out, and they should have just screen capped and kept that as a Zoom background. We're gonna post some pictures up on our Instagram, but literally some of the best views of the city, as far as being an urban space, that I have ever seen in my life.
I mean, there are views that did not exist. There were views
even
that
in the old Hudsons, they didn't, because the windows were too small,
Well, the
and you didn't
windows
really
were too
see out
small.
the windows much in the old Hudsons.
and you didn't care.
No.
Yeah, so views that didn't exist, and it was really cool seeing that and being able to just see people walking to and fro. And we got there early in the morning, so it was during rush hour to see kind of the rush hour traffic. It was
The line of people looking to get into the Z Garage.
yeah, it was really nice, man. It was a really great view of the city.
Yeah, I think, and there's a giant escalator that you're going to have to try when you go there, like a multi-story escalator that I think is going to be an Instagram moment, because you could just like watch people come down the escalator when you go up.
Yeah, it's like the Trump escalator.
It's crazy.
It's kind of like that.
There's a little bit. There's a lot of windows. In fact, there's going to be an interview right near some of those views that you did with Marcus Samuelson. It's going to be on our first on our Patreon. So become a member, patreon.com/Daily Detroit, so you can see that interview this weekend, and then we're going to post it next week on all of our channels, because that was really cool to meet with him.
Yeah, super cool guy, world-renowned chef Marcus Samuelson, fellow Arsenal fan as well.
Okay, so the one thing we didn't like,
Wi-Fi.
Trash.
The Wi-Fi was
Total
so bad.
trash.
I
For being
do
a technology place,
Oh my God.
the Wi-Fi, I had to go to Madcap Coffee. I had to leave for an hour and a half to do some work that took me a lot more time than if they just had a functional Wi-Fi situation. They got to fix it. They got to fix it.
So I checked it. It was like 30. I checked it because I'm a nerd. It was like 30 up and like 14
30
down.
What, bytes?
Yeah, it was like 30 up, 14 down.
No, I mean like bytes. Like just like it was that slow.
It felt super slow, man. Like I would have went home and worked significantly faster. That is a blind spot they're going to have to fix. Wi-Fi was not sufficient.
Let's talk about the event where Mark Cuban was.
That's right.
Lots of topics hit. I want to say that the quality of a number of the panels was quite good. Having gone to Mackinac a number of times, maybe it's because there's a more focus. Maybe because the audience is more focused. There were a lot of good choices with the panels, and things were really interesting. I really liked, shout out to them. They did a really good job of Detroit, of blending in international and national voices and Detroit representation.
Yes.
Because there's things we cannot make it only Detroit, because you got to have.
It's got to be broad.
And people got to get ideas from other places, but also Detroit people were part of this. And it wasn't just people that looked like me.
No, absolutely not. I mean, one of my favorite things, you had Sheefy McFly up there painting live to some of his own music, and people really enjoyed that. And Jessica Care Moore was there as well. Just really talking about the culture of the city and how that culture is ingrained into what we really focus on and value as a city, and why we work the way we work and do the things we do, which is really important too, because people seem to forget, especially when it comes to development, that people here really just do it and get it done and really don't care about the fame part. That was a refrain I heard from so many people. The common refrain I heard from people coming from all over the world is, wow, in LA, people would have put out 1,000 press releases about this. In New York, people would have put out a bajillion Instagram posts and press releases about it. But in Detroit, y'all just did it, got it done, make sure it worked, and just kept it afloat. And that is an admirable thing about this city.
I think that the conversations with Mark Cuban were interesting. Whether it was about, there was something around sports.
Mm-hmm.
There was, and if you don't know, Mark Cuban is the billionaire behind Cost Plus Drugs.
Mm-hmm. Former majority owner of the Dallas Mavericks, the NBA team.
And wasn't it broadcast.com was where he first made his money?
I think so, yeah.
Something like that. Anyway, interesting stuff that we got into. Some of the themes that you'll hear on Daily Detroit, to be honest, like factors when relocating, things that people are looking for, the importance of sports and community. That's one thing that I think sometimes gets lost in these conversations, is that there are very few things that unite communities nowadays, and sports is definitely one of them.
Absolutely.
And Detroit being the hub of all of that, I think is really crucial. What was your biggest takeaway from the conference itself? And by the way, shout out to the number of listeners we ran into, met, whatever. It was so great to see
That
everybody.
was so fun. So first of all, the conference aside, that was my favorite part about it, meeting a lot of listeners who were there, who people literally said, like, we bought tickets to this event because you guys talked about it. We love hearing that, and we love being able to get people to experience cool stuff like this because of our show.
And to be clear, we weren't sponsored by Global.
Not at all. Not at all. One thing I will say that was one of my favorite aspects of it is there was a panel talking about particularly what young people or what people were looking for when they moved to a city. It was sort of a holistic conversation about walkability and also city culture. And they put up a graphic, and up this graphic was literally like, if we could, it made me want to scream internally, because it was just like, oh, here's all the stuff we talk about on our show. And the top 5 were housing, affordability, safety, healthcare, walkability, and outdoor activities. And it just felt so good to be validated with data and information like that, just based around stuff we talk about on the show. So that was one of my favorite things, of just hearing people talk about the stuff that we talk about on Daily Detroit all the time, just on a larger scale, to know that we're kind of on the right track, and you guys are on the right track for listening.
It was one of the few conferences I've been to where I don't feel like the extremely young person, even though I'm in my 40s.
Yeah, or the extremely old person, in my case, having gone to like TwitchCon and other things
about
like
local
that.
stuff. But
Oh,
yeah.
local stuff. Yeah, I feel you. I think one of the last things that I really enjoyed about the conference is getting those first time reactions from people who have never been to Detroit. As you all know, we are all, fervent ambassadors for the city of Detroit, and to be able to show and talk to people about our city and to be stewards of our city and share it and share our culture with other people, it's one of my favorite things to do in the world, and any opportunity I get to do it, I'm excited about it. And people seem to really enjoy that as well.
There was a little news in that $1 million from a group called Moda Ventures was announced for as grants and loans for
yeah.
underserved areas and businesses.
Yeah, in businesses. One of the things that they were particularly talking about is that, particularly for Black and minority owned businesses, access to capital is very hard to obtain. And so this group, Mona Ventures, has decided that they're going to put their money into the city of Detroit specifically, where they're going to be starting with $1 million, but they say obviously in the future they want to do more, and support Black-owned businesses and minority-owned businesses in Detroit with safer loans, lower interest loans, and grants as well, to help people kind of get on their feet, because they made a really strong case for saying, these big banks don't want to give those micro loans out to most of these small businesses who only need $20,000, $30,000, $50,000. And it was a very enlightening conversation. So for small business owners out there, again, this is not a sponsorship, but it is an interesting thing that maybe you could take a look at.
So overall, a great experience to meet so many people. Shout out to people who've been listening to the show. We went to one event and someone came up to us. Thank you so much, Carter, who has been listening to the show since episode 300.
Wow.
Which is wild. So there's that. Now, we also stepped out.
Whew, boy, we stepped out, didn't we?
I mean, you're getting this in your feeds if you're getting on Friday at like 4 o'clock for a reason.
Yeah, so we were all over, particularly around the central areas and a little bit outside of it, all yesterday. And one of our first stops is we slid over to Detroit City Distillery's new tasting room over in the Eastern Market. Not directly in the Eastern Market, but off Gratiot.
Yeah, between Eastern Market and Lafayette Park.
Yeah.
1000 Gratiot, right there where the little bend is for that neighborhood.
Yeah, right across from Stroh's, or where Stroh's used to be. And they are having a full tasting room, and they have different experiences you're able to go and do, and you can make your own bourbon and all that.
Maybe a picture of me in a barrel room.
Yeah, man. And
there was a dining room.
Yeah.
And a whole make your own bourbon situation. You got a little bottle of bourbon.
I do have a little bitty bottle of bourbon. If you slide over to my Instagram at Great Laker Nori, you'll be able to see it. So it was cool. It was a cool experience. I think people really enjoy it. And Detroit City Distillery is one of the brands that really popped up in recent years that people really love.
Then we went to old friends of the show, Woodward Throwbacks, which have
yeah.
their big facility in Hamtramck. They just did a collaboration with the Detroit Tigers,
Yep.
taking pieces from Comerica Park. They recently rehabbed it, taking pieces and turning them into everything from like coat hooks to record store cubbies. They had the giant pennants up from like
the old pennants,
the championship
from
pennant.
actual Tiger Stadium.
So if you want the 68 pennant,
cost you $1,000.
but you can get 84.
You get 84, 68, and 54. Was it 54?
These things are huge.
Yeah, they're way bigger than you would think.
They're gigantic.
They're like 10 feet tall.
The pieces were beautiful. It's always good to see the creative work that they've been doing right here in the heart of everything for like so many years. Like I remember when they had a tiny little storefront on Michigan Avenue west of Corktown, and to see Kyle and Bo do so many cool things and just keep finding ways to grow. I'm just excited to see their next chapter. Had to go say hi to them, and also saw friends of the show, Dupree, who is over at Castalia Cocktails, which, by the way, still go over there. We need to go back over there.
We do. The espresso martini was, so good. It's
ridiculous.
It was so good. Then they had like a little hibiscus flower in there. I mean, just an artist.
Dupree takes it to 11.
211 had the smell goods wafting off of the flower, and it was a full sensory experience, man.
And then we went to the we keep going. We went and tried Detroit's newest pizza place.
Yes, we went to the Rectory, which is literally right next door to the congregation.
It's all connected.
It's all connected, man, and it's the same thing. So the patios connect to one another. So you slide over to the congregation and get your drinks and your brews, and you eat your pizza over there at the Rectory. And everything was delicious, and the people were nice. It's their first week, so they were literally slammed. But I love to see that. You want to see a place busy and almost overwhelmed when it's that first week, because that means people want it.
And your first harpist,
yes,
which by the way,
this was harpist number one of the night, where we saw it was like a harp house music blend at congregation. I loved it. It was fantastic.
And if people don't know, the congregation is over on 12th Street or Rosa Parks.
Yes.
Just north of Claremont in an old church, someplace I've been you want to check out. We've actually thrown events there before.
Yeah.
We will again. And then,
oh boy. Then we drove right back down to Midtown at Third Man Records, and went to a wonderful event featuring Wyclef Jean.
but the warm-up artist.
But the warm-up artist was a harpist. We were just like, this is the second harpist we've seen today. And people were like, where else could you have seen a harpist? It was just very interesting. But a lot of people who were in the conference from earlier found themselves over at Third Man. Wyclef, super cool. Got to give him a dap, give him a pound, say what's up, welcome him to the city. Really cool guy, really chill. But the vibes were incredible. The party was great. And I can't say too much else. I mean, Third Man as a small venue for private events and smaller music events, I think is really dope. We had a great time.
I would love to do a daily Detroit live show at Third Man Records on that stage. And
absolutely.
Do a little bit of DJs in between.
Oh, yeah.
That kind of thing. We do have two things I do want to mention that are things that we're doing, though.
That is true.
Not at Third Man.
No.
But I want to put it in your calendars, okay? Saturday, July 19th, next weekend, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. right here at the studio at Techtown. We're doing our open house. Go ahead and search Eventbrite for it, or check out the link in the show notes we're going to do. And I have not posted this yet, but August 9th in the afternoon, we're taking over the dog park for humans that is the old Miami.
Let's get it.
Doing a live show, having a great time. We're going to have very special drink specials.
Yeah, man.
Very special ones. The people over there are just absolutely great, and I cannot wait for that. So mark that in your calendar, and I'm going to try to get that event up this weekend since it's about a month out now. So listen, summer birthday bash. It's going to be my birthday.
That's right. So if you got a
summer in the city,
if you got a July or August birthday, you need to be sliding down to the old Miami, partying with us, having a good time, checking out the live show. We're going to be out there talking all kinds of smack, and it's going to be great.
Oh, absolutely. Listen, let's all share a birthday together if we're in the summer. And summer in the city, you and I were talking about this, driving around.
Yeah.
Summer in the city in Detroit, people, it's underrated. I know that for a lot of years, people think, you go up north, you do whatever. But we are here for you people, fellow people who are here for summer in Detroit.
That's right. I don't want to go to no lake house. I don't want to go to no beach house.
I want to go for a long weekend. If you got one that we can go for a long weekend.
If you got a long weekend, sure, you go for a long weekend.
Because I need to get out for a long weekend.
I want to be in the city. I want to be in where the energy is, where the people is. I want to hear the loud music. I want to hear the freaking Beverly and Mays. I want to smell the freshly cut grass and the barbecue and the charcoal wafting into the air of the neighborhoods. I want to see the people matriculate and gather downtown for the fireworks and for the festivals. I want to see all of what Detroit has to offer in those very short, sunny months that we have called the summer.
And you know what? You should tell all your friends about the Daily Detroit podcast, because we are your source for all of it, what to know and where to go. We've also got a newsletter. Sign up for it on dailydetroit.com. We'll have images of all of our stuff, video. Go check out our Instagram. We'll be getting those up soon. Instagram.com/dailydetroit. All right, for now, thank you so much for listening. Have an absolutely wonderful weekend. Thank you so much to our members on Patreon for making this possible. I'm Jer Stays.
And I'm Norris Howard.
Remember that you are somebody, and we'll see you around Detroit.